Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel Lax Art. So I'm Fatima friend. In this video I'm gonna share some of the tips and tricks about how to do resin artwork. So these are all the materials required to do resin works. So firstly, the main two things, epoxy resin and the hardener. So we're gonna mix them like 1:3 ratio, and measuring scale to measure the quantity, and to mix we need use and throw cup and also the wooden sticks, and also we need gloves, and finally we need a mold, okay, silicone mold. So you can choose any shape, either it is alphabets or keychain, pendant, whatever it is. And to fill those resins we need some dried flowers. These are some rose and other flowers which I preserved at home. And also you can use any those foils, gold or metallic foil, and some glitters with different colors. So these are all some of the colorful glitters. These are some big ones, and some of those. These are all the things you can buy from online shop by searching it like resin kit, and even tiny rocks. We can fill the resin mold with all these things along with epoxy resin and the hardener. These are all some of the colorful mica powders. And finally we're gonna prepare some letters like these. You can use anything as you wish. The same technique we're gonna use for all the fillers like the glitters or whatever it is. So now let's start doing our project. Firstly we need to mix resin, epoxy resin and hardener. There are different types of resins. You have to follow the instruction which is mentioned in the bottle. So now I'm gonna use 1:3 ratio resin, 1 time hardener, 3 times epoxy resin. So for the first one, for hardener I added like 8 grams, so which means we need to add 8 into 3 times epoxy resin, which means like 24. It doesn't need to be exact in the measurement. You can add a little bit high or low. In that measuring scale we have something, a button with T, which means tear. If you press that, our measurement comes to again 0. With the help of that we can measure the resin and hardener easily. So slowly pour it. Once you completed pouring into that plastic use and throw cup, we have to mix them thoroughly. We have to mix them well. We have to mix them well until it seems like crystal clear. You have to mix it like 3 minutes so that it will mix well. So now the resin looks very clear, but we have some air bubbles in it. To avoid that, we have to let it sit for 2 to 3 minutes. So after 3 minutes, let's start doing our project. Firstly I'm gonna pour some clear resin into another mold. If you don't have a mold, you can use another use and throw cup. So with this one I'm gonna add some glitters, and now I'm gonna do letter E and F. So with the color violet, let's add a pinch of violet glitter into the resin mix. Don't add too much, because if we add too much of glitters or anything, your resin might end up like giving a kind of bend, so it will become like a kind of flexible thing. So to avoid that, try to add less amount of glitters or letters or any other decorative things. So mix it well and pour it into the letter or pendant, whatever you have. Slowly and carefully pour the mixture into the letter you wish to create, and make sure your silicone mold is clear without any dust. So pour it slowly. Now I'm gonna add some flowers, artificial flower shaped things inside the letter E and F. Now I'm going to pour few more drops of clear resin. Let's add few more things into that resin mold. So some golden shell kind of thing. Now I'm going to mix some star shaped glitters into another set of clear resin, and I'm gonna pour it on letter N. Now I'm going to add some real dried flowers to create a letter G. So I'm gonna use this one. For the base layer, I pour some clear resin, and after that I'm gonna pour the mixture which we added some petals. Now I'm going to use that dried leaves and some glitters with red color to create letter P. So I'm mixing all of them in the clear resin which I poured a bit in another mold. Now I'm going to add some real dried rose petals and tear it into pieces, and I'm gonna create number 5. Let them sit for 24 hours. After that, we can check how that comes up. So after 24 hours, our letters and numbers dried completely. Now I'm gonna add another layer of resin. I divided the resin into two, one as clear resin and another one I added little bit of titanium white acrylic paint as I don't have white mica powder. So mix it well, and together I'm gonna add another layer. So with one half of the letter I'm gonna pour white and another half I'm gonna pour clear resin at a time. So the same way I'm gonna add another layer with titanium white mixed resin and clear resin for the rest of the letters. I have some leftover resin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add it to letter D with titanium white mixed resin and clear resin to create the base layer. Now I'm going to add gold foil along with the leftover resin, and I'm gonna add it to letter A. Now I'm going to use my heat gun to get rid of bubbles. Let's check them all after 24 hours. They all dried completely. Let's take off from the silicone mold. With the help of sandpaper, we can smoothen the edges which has some uneven things. I hope this video will be helpful for you if you are a beginner. So thank you so much for watching. Keep supporting me and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Inshallah, I will see you soon in my another painting video. Until then, it's bye bye from Fatima, a friend.